Okay, I tweeted. Yay, mostly. Yes, now I did. Whew.
Now are we gonna go live?
I don't know. I mean, I just told people that there's a pre-show, and if we end it right
Oh.
now, they will be so confused if they get here. You know how this would make them feel?
I'm not giving you an entrance. I'm not giving you a transition. You don't deserve it.
Hello and welcome to the
Yep,
AWKWARDCast, where ANY and Keyframe wonder about random drivel.
Hey, you got through the opening fine this time.
And we are not alone. What a twist. I know recurring viewers are stunned and surprised to see a third face there. And it's a familiar face. Welcome back to the show, Joey Hollywood. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Making it.
You know, just as well as everyone else right now.
I don't shave anymore.
Ew. But no, Joey, for people who have not seen you before, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Well, I don't know why people should care, but I guess you could say I was a YouTuber. I did it for
That's brutal.
a while, and I found some success on it. And then something happened, and all my videos, because I got like 9,000 subscribers, and I was like, man, I'm making it. And then all of a sudden, YouTube just died, and so now I make a puppet show that someday will come out.
Oh yeah, 4 months since the last video.
Well, now he's working on a puppet show, which is much better than YouTube in all actuality. But yeah, so what have you been up to recently, Joey? Tell us about the life of Hollywood.
Well, I'm afraid my last name is an Americanized version of it is Russitano, and even Russitano was difficult for people to pronounce. And because I liked movies, everyone just called me Joey Hollywood. So it is an unfortunate nickname that stuck.
Sadly, it sounds just as Italian, and I don't know why. Like, it just makes sense for an Italian to be called Joey Hollywood. Okay. Nonetheless.
Scusi.
Oh my god. The Isle of Man?
It's the Italian flag with the crest of Sicily in the middle.
Well, this is as good as time as any.
It is not a shock Sicilians are known for their fine legs.
Hey.
But
yeah, this is as good a moment as any to introduce this week's sponsor, Slytherin. Whoops,
wasn't that last week's sponsor too?
No, last week was Batman.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, I only have 4 to rotate through unless I introduce my Bailey's glasses as well. But
that's not fun. That's not pop culture.
Exactly. Oh, but I could probably go for my because I still have it from.
You know, we're still at our guest.
Yes, Tropical Cafe.
Oh yeah, the rainforest.
Yes.
But anyways,
yes.
Joey, so what's been going on recently in your life?
Well,
any adventures?
I've been furloughed from my employment because of we're considered I forget what it's called, an emergency area or disaster area due to the virus.
Risk area?
Risk area, something, there's a lot of cases here. Mm-hmm. So I've been hard at work learning how to draw digitally. Which I don't want to sound conceited or anything, but I would consider myself a good artist when it comes to pencil and paper. I've never done digital before, so I'm learning how to do that in my time off. My mom is really excited about it because she writes children's books, and she wants me to illustrate one of her books. So I've been experimenting with that, and of course my mom's a little overly appreciative. She's like, no, don't redraw it. That one's perfect. We'll publish that. I'm like, no, Mom. No, this looks terrible. I'm going to redraw it a couple times.
If I can say, even though Joey was a YouTuber, never met a man who was more actively a boomer at digital software as all the times that I've heard Chris scream at him about Photoshop. Hey, Chris, how do I remove a background? Hey, Chris, how do this? I've never seen this man more angry at a friend than explaining to Joey how to do things.
Yeah.
Oh.
My excuse is I was stuck using a Mac for like almost a decade, and I think it made me like incapable of using anything else. But I also hate Mac. I will never go back.
I mean, I don't blame you. Mac is awful. But yeah. So, I mean, those are fun adventures. But Max, I've heard you've had fun adventures with the Wii, the Switch, the Fit.
Hey, and I even am prepared for this. As if
I knew how to transition. You're predictable.
You know me by now. Yeah, actually, something did happen this week, and it was the Ring Fit adventure that arrived on Monday, even already. So far we have actually been mostly active for the majority of days. I mean, I had to skip Wednesday because I had Gaming in Ties, and with Gaming in Ties school, and then Gaming in Ties was But yeah, besides that, as you can see, we have now with Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Basically the whole week.
We might have missed yesterday's, but 2 days. So this is 2 days thing. So with 5 days, we have.
Less days is good. So
it looks so little that it also only is an accumulated game time of 1 hour 40. But then again, the session is around. Then again, the session is around about 20 minutes.
With
so it
your
makes perfect
guys'
sense.
increased caloric burn, you guys are making good progress. So I don't see anything wrong with it. Also, Kat. This is the second podcast in a row where we've had Kat.
Yeah.
Is this your asshole cat, or is this the good cat that you like?
Look at it. This seems like a good cat.
This is the cat with thumbs.
Oh, okay.
So
wait, what do you mean it's a
polydactyl.
cat with thumbs?
He's polydactyl.
Wait, can it open doors?
No, but he can use little tiny chopsticks.
That's amazing and terrifying. I would be terrified if my cat could use chopsticks. Cats are just homicidal people, one step away from actually killing you. If you stop feeding them, then they have no reason to keep you alive.
That's true.
But yeah, anything else besides Ring Fit so I can get on with my week?
I mean, Ring Fit was the thing that changed this week. That was new, a whole new world. I'm not regretting it because it gets me to do something again, and it has nice elements of gamification. However, it is still the gamification and the workout clash a little bit. So as you level up, you get new attacks, which are at the end of the day exercises, which are differently strong, and the newer ones are always stronger than the ones you already have, which has a weird side effect that whenever you get a new attack, you basically today I got a leg, the thighs, not the stretch,
the thigh press.
The thigh press, and it does more damage than any of the earlier attacks. So obviously I have to equip it, and then in two days the game will be like, oh, you have done a lot of thigh press, and I'm like, yes, game, because it's the objectively best attack that I have at the moment.
Question about the game. So does it switch between like different muscle groups, like to activate, or is it simply, oh, you've done this cardio thing, now you're going to do this thing, now this thing? Because it seems like, how do you get a good workout in if it's not isolating different muscle groups or doing full body?
So the basic game mode is you're running through a world. So you hold this ring in your hand and you're actually running in place, and you have and this is a switch which has like those two motion
Yeah, the
detectors.
Joy-Cons.
One
Yeah.
is
Oh, it's a Switch. I thought we were talking about Wii Fit.
nope.
Why do you have? Wait. Pause. Did you just have that there?
My computer's right next to my TV, and I got the PlayStation 2, the Wii, the PlayStation 3, the GameCube. It's all right here next to me.
This fucking competes with your kazoo for your media, so but yeah, I'm guessing you picked up the Ring Fit.
Something else actually happened, which I just why he's talking about PlayStations and stuff. So yeah, you have this ring. You put one of the motion sensors here in this thing. Yeah, the other one is strapped to your leg. God, with this dark background, this is really not helping. And then you run. You run with this in your hands, and then you can do things like squeezing it to blow a ring, to blow basically rings.
So it has a little bit of resistance.
Exactly. You blow stuff
That's
out,
good.
and you also pull it to suck stuff in, like coins that are on the side of the road. And you
Okay.
explode boxes by shooting at them. So, and then every now and you keep running in place, and you need to run properly, otherwise your hair doesn't go up in flames. That's a game mechanic. I could not make that sounds very
okay.
your hair.
That sounds very Nintendo-y.
Yes, your hair needs to go up in flames, so that then you know you are doing it right. And then every now and then you run into monsters, including regular boss battles. And for the monsters, you have then exercises like leaning mini games. No, what do? You do the overhead press. You hold it, and release it to punch them. And you hold it, and then you do benches and you do squats and whatnot. And you and as you level up, you get more exercises that you can use. They are divided by muscle groups, and the enemies have different colors. And the right muscle group is stronger against specific enemies. So you are encouraged to have different muscle groups equipped. However, the newest ones are always stronger than the previous ones. So whenever you get a new one and you have only 5 slots, you obviously switch it out because. Yeah, it's stronger.
They should just have powered up versions of previous exercises.
Exactly,
so
but they don't. Yeah, that's the thing. So
what was the other thing that you got reminded of?
Yes. I actually, I mean, as a member of the PC Gamer Master Race, I took a little. I came down of my from my high horse to the peasants, and I humored. And
I didn't mute. Sorry.
Nope.
Sorry.
Was that a sneeze?
Yes.
No,
Let's leave it by it was a sneeze.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
No
I thought
problem.
I muted.
But no, so I came down from my high horse and tried a video game. So just that Denim Ninja could play Sims on the PC. I left her the PC and went to the PlayStation, and I got to play Persona 5. It's the first Persona play ever I got to play.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, but yeah, Persona 5 is a monster of a game. So I only got, I don't even know how few hours I got to squeeze in. I mean, I'm not sure anybody who knows Persona 5, so I'm still in the castle because I have to leave the castle and cutscenes and then I come back in. So I'm still basically in the kind of tutorial area.
I played Persona 4, and I think to 100% the game, I think I had triple digits in the hours for it. So those games are just jam-packed to the dickens.
Yeah, Denim is just saying it's 90 plus hours of normal game time, and she hasn't finished it herself yet, so let's see if I can beat her. But the problem is I cannot actually always continue playing it because her laptop and her PlayStation are both American. So, and we only have so many plugs for American devices. So when she needs her laptop, I cannot play PlayStation. So
I've never played Persona. I've heard about it forever. I don't even know what it's about. It just looks The covers always look very anime.
Oh yeah, it's as anime as it gets. You cannot go more anime than Persona. It's not, just to say it away, it's not my media this week because I haven't played even nearly enough of it. It will probably be my media.
Exactly. Usually if it's in your week, that means you didn't play enough.
It's true, but it will probably be part of it at some point. Between Stardew Valley, The Witcher, Hand of Faith, and Ring Fit. I have no idea when I...
You've got a jam-packed gaming schedule.
I know. It's so hard to be in quarantine and having to play all those games, guys. Okay, before I get murdered, Keyframe, how was your week?
Hi, guys. I'm fine. Let's just say that I'm fine and leave it at that. My week has been consumed by animating. I'm doing an animation for the games, for my job, and I've been basically relearning symbol animation, and oh my god, how did I live without symbols? They make things so much easier. Holy shit. I mean, because all you do is put things inside of symbols, you put different poses and eye shapes and mouth shapes inside those symbols, then you just use frame picker and you could just pick out the frames and it works perfectly fine, and you could resize and tween, and it's so fucking smarter to work with. Work smarter, not harder.
I'm going to take notes on this because I want to learn how to animate too now that I have the ability.
Oh god. But yeah, I mean, besides that, it's been just that, Animal Crossing occasionally. I'm such a fucking casual with Animal Crossing, man. I go in for like 10 minutes, do a thing, maybe open my island so someone else can come in. Usually they catch a fish or something that they need that they haven't been able to catch all week, that I'm never able to catch. There's a fish in the game called the coelacanth. It only comes out when it's raining, and it's one of the rarest fish in the game. Fucking Will and Chris caught 2 each on my island, and then as soon as I went to try to catch mine, it stopped raining.
Well.
But no, but I only go in for like 10 minutes, collect fossils, and leave, because what? I can only
doing it
I don't.
Wrong. You have to dedicate your entire life.
I also decorate my house. Where's my Switch? I could show it on the camera. I started decorating my house, and that's the most fun I have in this game. Oh no, it's gonna start a new day. But I made like an indoor gym that's like the main room of my house, and it looks fucking cool. And I have a diner in the other room, and I'm trying to make an arcade. Because who needs an actual house, right?
So
my dudes.
Am I predicting correctly that in the near future you will start to have gym stories again while the lockdown is still going on, because you're telling us what happened to you in your gym in Animal Crossing? Hey, yes. And then this horse came in and started to use my dumbbells.
Look, I don't have a horse on my island. I have two penguins, a monkey, a bear, and a squirrel. I have a perfectly fine. I'm like the one person I know that doesn't have a neighbor that they want to kick out of their island, because I like all my villagers. They're neat and cool. But just to complain more about Animal Crossing, I don't know how people can spend hours in this game. I sincerely don't. To me, it's just a nice game to pick up, do a couple things, and put away. Okay, here we are. So, welcome to my gym. You can see there's a treadmill, a punching bag, exercise balls. There's a blender and protein. Oh God, protein in a blender. I have a rock climbing wall. Very much my style. This is what I spent most of my time in the game doing. and a fucking and a diner. Like a full out diner.
Ooh, it is a diner.
Look, yeah, and it has a TV in it. But no, I mean, the other thing was Wednesday was Will DA Games Ryan's birthday. And since we're in quarantine, we had his birthday in Animal Crossing. So we set up a birthday room, and we got gifts for him. that he opened, and it was nice, and he cried, and it was sweet. And then he got like a gift bag from his family, and that was cool. But I mean, I'm enjoying Animal Crossing, don't get me wrong. I'm just a filthy casual. Games I invest hours upon hours into, I need to have combat, I need to have stakes, I need to be doing something. I mean, I need to have more achievements and goals. I'm an achievement hunting whore. I need stuff to do. I know that there's the getting stars on your island so KK Slider can come in. But everything goes in real time.
Yeah.
Now I know what you mean.
Yes.
But, I mean, besides that, did anything else happen this week? That is the question. Oh, yes. So,
This bad, okay.
No. To do a workout story, you know, I've been doing the Spartacus workout, which is 3 circuits of 10 exercises each. So you're doing 30 exercises, 60 seconds on, 15 seconds off in between, blah, blah, blah. It's all strength training with weights.
The Spartacus?
Spartacus. It is called Spartacus.
Wasn't it just a Spartacus exercise, just raising your hand and saying, I'm Spartacus?
I'm Spartacus.
Put a dumbbell in your hand. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
No,
I'm Spartacus.
No, I was doing it yesterday in the living room because we finally have room in the living room since we've got our washer and dryer installed.
I need it.
And move stuff and everything. And I was just, I did the workout, and it was the first time that I ever did all 3 circuits back to back. Usually I take a break in between. I did it all back to back, no stopping. The utter scream of agony that I let out after scared Golden, and just because I was just like, ah! And he's like, "Are you okay?" "No, I feel great." Like, I mean, I legit felt great. Like, I was like, "Yeah, I did it. It feels good." Oh no, my everything. But also just before we go to media, silent word for our furry brother, since Euroferns got canceled this week, and
Wait. Let's. Do we have anything furry here?
You have plenty of furry there.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Here. Oh, even my original. I have an actual original here, and I will not get a new one this year.
I saw it and I was like, you know, I was expecting it. I mean, the Estrella is being used as a pop-up hospital right now. I was expecting it, but I didn't want to see. You can expect that when there's a traffic jam, it's probably a car crash.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you want to see it.
It's true. Oh, also, of course, no. Now to properly pay credit. I mean, we are talking furry. So furries. I mean,
wait, are we both wearing Eurofern shirts? I just noticed.
Oh my God, we are both wearing Eurofern shirts. No, but for a furry you don't salute. I mean, there are some military furries, obviously, but
do you go awoo? Like, what do you do?
Awoo, I would be great, but no, of course, for in honor of Euroferns 2020 being cancelled, Deb.
You have to.
I mean, it's my.
That's the worst fucking Deb. But no, to get to media.
Oh yeah, I have. Not
I need
been...
to link my.
Yes,
I did a bad. So
if I could interrupt real quick.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
The person in the comments who says that I can't guess who it is. You're Jesse. I know you're Jesse.
Well,
I mean, woof. But no. So, our friend Chris introduced this boy to me.
This boy.
And I love him. His name is 8BitDrummer. And he is a Twitch streamer. This channel is his highlights, obviously. And what he does is that he gets linked songs, whether it's meme songs, video game things, and he just drums to them. Like, he has such a good ear for rhythm, he can just drum by ear. He doesn't need, like, a percussion sheet or anything. He just vibes. And I love it, like, you know, as someone who played instruments back in school. I love the jam session feeling of him, and he has such an energy. He enjoys what he's doing so much. Like, in some of them, he's screaming or he just breaks down laughing because of it. And I love him. I want him on the podcast. 8BitDrummer, please.
Well,
DM me, man. I want you on the podcast. Can you drum to our podcast? But like, I've been watching his stuff nonstop because he's done like, Megalovania, meme music. People send him the weirdest stuff, and the fact he can just vibe is something I want to have the ability to do. And I mean, he's kind of indirectly the cause of me being like, I want to buy a clarinet again, because I kind of miss having an instrument to play, and I'm not a guitar person. I don't have the hand-eye coordination for chords and strings and all that stuff. But when it comes to woodwinds, I am fucking spider fingers. And I would just love to be able to vibe on a clarinet to meme music. I'd be the ultimate classical shit poster. And that is a goal that everyone should have in life. But I really recommend people watch his streams. He streams on Twitch fairly often. It's 8BitDrummer on Twitch. I'm sure Max will link it. Or you can watch his YouTube. Or you can watch his YouTube highlights. He is primo Twitch material. You know, if you are tired of every other Let's Player video gamey person, if you want someone who has raw talent, he is just raw talent. I don't know much people who can just to anything and everything. I think he actually did like a fucking drum beat.
3 hours of this.
Yes,
4.
He does it for 3 hours. He is a fucking madman, and I love him. 8BitDrummer, I love you. Come on my show. It's my show. My show.
I mean, the K in awkward is yours for sure.
Yes, I mean, you do take up the first letter, so you technically have top billing. But let's be look, everyone in the chat poll, in that fucking poll I put on Twitter, says I have apparently the most chaotic energy.
Oh wait, I should have had this.
Make sense. No, okay, before we move on, I want to tell people how wrong they are. Why the fuck am I the one with the most chaotic energy? He derails the show more than anything or person I know who just derails things, derails conversation, derails trains. How am I the chaotic person? Because I'm more active? Because I interact with people? Because I don't scare the guest?
Hey, this only happened
chaotic?
Once.
You're scaring me.
Uh-oh. Wait, me or her?
See, I scare Joey on a regular basis. This is
There, I found it.
But,
Topical, only 5 minutes late.
I mean, I look, I know a lot of people, there were a lot of comments that were being like, how can we say both? What kind of chaotic? Because I had this discussion with Lauren, and she was like, well, you're more of a chaotic good. Max is very much a chaotic evil or a chaotic neutral, in the sense of his derailing usually leads to the show going off tangent. Your derailing usually leads to funny things.
Wait,
What are you doing?
I don't know, derailing.
Oh, god damn. Anyways, the chat is wrong. He instigates chaos. I work off of it. That does not make me the more chaotic person. Anyway, go watch 8BitDrummer, follow him, show him love, tell him to come onto my show, but don't do that because that's harassment. Anyways, Joey, your media.
Literally mixed messages. In the meantime, we keep staring at the tweet until I get a media from Joey. You can also tell me and I can find it.
My bit of media is this.
Is that the jaw harp?
This is called a nose flute.
Is that America's first instrument?
No, I'm just joking. That's not what it is.
Damn it! I already found a picture.
Oh.
Oh my!
My actual bit of media is Last time I brought in some comics. This time I'm going to bring in some more comics. The Black Hammer comic series.
Ooh. Who is this man?
I don't know, but he's playing the nose flute.
I don't like this man's energy.
Oh no, he switched the song. Do 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 do. Now he's doing Christmas songs. I link nose flute guy in the description down below.
Is there a nose flute community?
Oh my god, another rabbit hole.
Is there 8BitDrummer of the nose flute community?
I mean, this guy looks to be the candidate, but yeah, sorry, you said your actual media's name is...
The Black Hammer Comics.
Black Hammer Comic, yeah.
Comic, yes. Ooh. This already looks interesting. I see a floating girl. I like floating girls.
Like most girls.
ANY 2020. But yes, tell us about the Black Hammer.
Black Hammer is set in kind of like a universe, kind of like an alternate, more so DC than Marvel, but kind of like an alternate universe where there's like clear out analogies for Superman and Green Lantern and things like that. And what happens is it takes your knowledge of the superheroes and kind of subverts them in a way where it takes the superheroes out of their comfort zone and puts them in the setting of a small farm. And this farm, they can't leave this farm, and they've been there for like 10 years. And they've tried to adapt to farm life, but the problem is not all the superheroes can conform. There's one who's a red. He's a kind of like Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
There's a girl who is kind of like the reverse version of Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
When she says her magic word, she turns into a little kid. And she can't turn back into a grown-up in this farmland that they're at for whatever reason. And this gift has slowly become a curse as they're trying to conform to normal life. And it's kind of like Hellboy in a way because there's a lot of spin-offs. But if you get them in trade form, there are 4 issues of the main series, Black Hammer, and then there's a lot of spin-offs. There's actually a spin-off where they meet the Justice League, and they're actually turning it into a movie series or a Netflix thing. I'm not sure what they're doing, but it is such a rich world that I'm always eager to see how it is explored. They're entering in something called Phase 2, where they're going to take the franchise even farther, and I'm really excited about it. It's not like an action-y comic. Like the ending of this is not really that much of a spoiler, but the climax of the first volume is not a big fight. It's just they all sit down for dinner, and it's okay. I don't know. I think people would really like it. They all have their own things going on. Like I said, the little girl is actually an adult and trapped in a kid's body. And there's the Martian character. And the Martian character is he's a closeted homosexual, and there's some things about like him trying to conform into this world that just doesn't work for him, because not only is he alien in the fact that he is an alien, but he's also alien in this rural area that's not accepting to gays. It's a lot of it's really, there's a lot of material there, and I think it's I'm really excited to see it get adapted into a show. Hopefully it doesn't suck, but I love the comics.
Going to be involved with it, so
yeah. But I have all the trades that they have right now. Unfortunately I don't really like reading individual issues anymore, because it just takes up so much space, and ends up costing me more in the long run. So I just wait for the trades now.
Who do you think wouldn't like this? Like, is it something that's genre savvy, or can someone just pick it up?
I think you can go into it with not like it definitely plays on your knowledge of comic tropes. Like there's some subtle things, like when the comic first starts off, it's paneled in the way of like a 1950s comic. And as the series progresses, the panel layout becomes more modern, and that's a very subtle thing that if you're really into comics, you can appreciate that. But also, it's just an interesting story. I mean, if you're going into it wanting action, this is not the comic series for you. But if you enjoy comics, I think it would definitely, even if you're just casual with it, I think you could pull something from this.
Okay, I'm looking. Sadly, there's not yet anything on Netflix, like a trailer hinting towards
It's not. There hasn't been an announcement on where it's going to be, but they did announce that it's going to be a film and TV adaptation. That's going to kind of be like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing, where it's canon with the movies kind of thing. But the writer and the artist are going to be executive producers, and the writer is going to be heavily involved with the adaptation. So it's something that's going to have the okays of the creators, which is always good.
That is good, yes. In the hopes that the okay also doesn't get retracted once the product hits the market and they see how it actually looks.
Like the Hellboy remake?
Was it like something like this? I'm not sure how much Stephen King, for example, gave the okay for the first movie adaptation of The Shining, and he hated it. So
yeah, I mean, all I could think of with a show that gets greenlit and then is immediately canceled, like during production, is fucking Undergrads, that MTV show that like went through 1 million test screenings, and then they finally got it, and it was like, oh, you're canceled, and we own the rights to you forever.
That sucks.
Well, look, MTV is a fucking monster who, yes, MTV's a fucking monster who will just sit on the rights for things even though they won't use it. Like, that's the reason we don't. Yep, that's the reason we don't have a second season of Clone High. Apparently, Phil Lord and Chris Miller still can't get the fucking rights to it back. It's like, how much money does that rights cost? You're doing nothing. MTV hates animation if it's not Beavis and Butthead or Daria.
And
so
even
it's like,
with those, they're not doing anything anymore.
Exactly. So why? I mean, luckily, Undergrads got their rights back and they're making a movie. So
they produced. I'm a big fan of Greg the Bunny, and they produced like the last season of that show, which was called War in the Ape. And they didn't even let the whole show air. And I think it's actually the funniest version of Greg the Bunny, because it took what worked about the two other versions of the show and like married them together. And it's just this perfect blend of chaos. But then MTV was like, nah, and cut it. And now you can only watch it on.
Did MTV also air Clerks, the animated series, or was that another station?
I think that was Comedy Central, wasn't it?
Oh, it's still Viacom, though. It's still Viacom, which means that it doesn't care if it's not South Park, because, goddamn it, Clerks was another one that got fucking shafted after like 3 episodes, even though it's great. Watch Clerks. Anyways, Max, your media.
My media. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, this week, as a long-time fan and follower of Gigak, I eventually wanted to check out one of his less controversial favorite shows, not like Ermanga Sensei, that he unironically loves for its trashiness.
I mean, there's such thing as like, what? It's not hate watching. It's just trash watching.
Yeah,
everyone has that garbage that they like.
But I mean. But yeah, so I'm like, because in many things, at least I agree with Gigak, I like his opinions and whatnot, but once again, I'm a little bit torn if I'm really on the same wavelength as he, because there's a show that he, I believe, very much honestly appreciates. He even has a dakimakura of one of the characters, namely Konosuba. Or, what I think is a far better representation of the show is this gif from the opening of the 2nd season. This is a lot better representation than this epic, beautiful shot.
So it's a comedy?
Yes, so to maybe give a little bit of a... this is too much. This music is too loud. To give a little bit of an idea, this is also something to point out. The 2nd season got... this is the opening from the 2nd season, which reflects the energy of the show a lot better than the first one. However, the animation budget is obviously drastically lower than the first season. The first season looked a lot better. We just only started with the 2nd season.
I don't think this looks bad at all.
But it has very often the very empty faces. You very minimalistic in the lines and in the animation, and it was a lot more full, proper animation in the first season. But nevertheless, so the point is, this is kind of the anti-isekai, in the sense of the dude dies in the first episode and gets sent to a
spoilers.
I know, right? The dude it's an isekai, this is the definition. But yeah, the dude dies in the first episode and gets sent to this fantasy world with the task to defeat the Demon King, and he's a complete gamer and nerd, and he's like, yeah, I understand how this goes. However, from there on out, they are all incapable. They are all assholes. Every single one of them is a horrible person. They're all... Here's the weird thing, they still kind of succeed in their mission, but they are really not good characters. I mean, they keep messing.
So it's like It's Always Sunny, but isekai.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that is a good way. Yes, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the isekai. And they're also kind of incompetent, but not. I mean, the blue one, Aqua, is literally a goddess, but she's also an absolute ditz, to the point where they literally, also not really a spoiler, because in the first episode they reveal that her intelligence is far below average. They have a character cheat as their adventurer card. So they're taking tropes and stuff. They're very trope savvy, and they kind of flip it on the head. They make fun of the tropes. They are basically kind of a losers club, because Aqua is while powerful, dumb as hell, and the dude, while being smart, is a little bit of a creep and the weakest one in the entire party. The red one
sounds like he's a human.
I know, right? The red one has an absolutely powerful explosion spell, but nothing else, and she drops KO once she uses it, once per day.
Oh, that's like a glass cannon.
Exactly, but so glass cannon that she literally cannot.
And who's Mercy over on the right?
Mercy over on the right is a masochistic crusader who can't hit shit. So she's basically a meat shield who gets always like, you're going to punish me. Oh
god, it's one of those anime.
Oh yeah,
I mean the intro looked very cheesecake.
And it is fan service to a degree where it's hard to watch, even for a creep like me. It's like I mean there is basically at least from the animation point of view, very hard implication that the blue one is not wearing anything under her dress. But in universe, nobody reacts to it. Even so, when she leans over tables or whatnot, nobody's addressing the fact. But often enough, you see like that there is no room and space for underwear anywhere down there. It's very painfully fan servicey, which is probably the part where Gigak and I go apart. I mean, I'm all in favor of some classy fan service, all right, but Konosuba is cheap fan service, really cheap fan service, and the jiggle physics are gross.
The cat looks very intrigued.
We haven't met the cat yet. She's in the intro of the second season, but we haven't met her yet. We just started second season.
I'm talking about Joey's cat.
Oh!
It's almost like there was a... Oh, see, you insulted it.
You offended him.
You offended him. How dare you? The cat was just enjoying some nice titty, and you ignored him. How dare.
So yeah.
So I'm guessing you would give yes.
If you want to see his daughter, she's actually disabled.
Oh.
Her arms were born. She was born with little deformed arms. See if I can show them. She's shy, but they're like little hooks.
Oh, poor baby.
But yeah.
But yeah, so I'm guessing you would recommend this show to people who likes garbage.
I mean, yes, it's. I mean, here's the thing why I'm so torn about it, because it is like, because it's the anti-isekai, it makes fun of it. It messes with the expectations by basically the protagonist being an incapable losers club. and failing constantly, which makes it intriguing on the one hand. And I like this character dynamic of them constantly messing with each other instead of like working really together, but also being kind of a really fucked up family. Once again, always sunny in Philadelphia. But on the other hand, but the but is that the fan service is really grindy. There is an OVA episode in between seasons, and this was really like, we were sitting there like, this was just, wow, this was really shit. This was not enjoyable to watch. And this was like over lunch during the week when we both have to continue, when I have to go back to work, and we just had time for this one episode. We watched it, and we this one episode, and we were like, wow, this was not a good investment of time. And we couldn't watch a single episode for a palate cleanser. We had to stick with this one really shitty, gross episode. So skip. So recommendation: unless you're really creepy, skip this OVA. The rest, give it a try. Watch 2 episodes maybe, and then you know where you're at. It's not a hard recommendation, but I would also not recommend it because it has interesting elements going for it, and especially the first season is fan service aside visually actually pleasing. And it's funny. It had many laugh out loud moments for me. It's not a not funny show. It's like,
yeah, I get you.
Feelings.
It's a show that has good moments and concepts, but not but the execution is muddled by
the execution. One episode was a complete mess. It was like a joke, break back to the. It felt like completely distorted how the characters did something silly and then cut to continuing the conversation as if nothing happened. This wasn't a very.
It sounds like Star Trek Picard.
Can we talk about Star Trek Picard now?
Who's media?
We'll rant about that in post show or something.
Okay.
But anyways, it is now time for the Q&A.
Question time.
Did we get anything on? Did we get anything on Twitter?
We did get Twitter, as always. J-Rock and Brandon Kruger were standing up for the Twitter questions.
I wonder if they actually watched the streams or if they just asked questions for the empty promises that we would type answers.
No, Jay is often here in the audience.
Hi, Jay.
With Brandon, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he uses a different synonym on Twitch. I cannot recall him being very active in the chat, if he comes by in the chat.
Point being, what is one of our Twitter questions?
So, J-Rock asks, for all 3, what's the best comedy movie you have ever seen? Oh, that's a tricky one. Best comedy.
I guess, here's the thing. I could probably pick out comedy that is objectively good. But what about what entertains me the most? Because there are some things that are very entertaining, but not good.
Oh yeah, and Jay is here, Key. He says hi
Jay.
in the chat.
Okay, I'm going to put my stake in the ground.
Oh.
The most genius form of comedy is Freddy Got Fingered.
Well, this was the post show. The awkward card. Welcome to the post show.
You will let me talk.
It's cancelled forever. We will never return. Fine.
Not only is
maybe
it canceled,
maybe I can scare
Max
people
has a
off.
Restraining order on me now. He out his house.
Maybe I can scare people off with a spoiler alert.
No, you're scaring the cat. But no, okay.
She just got all pissy and left.
Here's the thing. I don't truly believe what I'm saying, but I want to see if I can bullshit my way through it.
Please do.
So, indulge me.
Wait, let me get a title screen up. But yeah.
Freddy Got Fingered is the best presentation of anti-humor. That it rolls around retroactively and becomes funny. It pushes an envelope so far that the envelope gets pushed over a table and it's suddenly funny again. It's mostly funny to see people hate it. I know that the most enjoyment I've ever gotten out of this movie was watching it with Max and just seeing Max sink into his couch saying how much he hates Tom Green. But look, the Daddy Would You Like the Sausage scene and the fucking shower scene where the fucking what's the guy's name? What's the dad's actor's name?
I don't remember.
But the guy who plays Zeus in Hercules just fucking pulls Tom Green out of the shower and breaks the shower.
That guy.
Yeah, him.
He's also the head in Men in Black in the beginning, in the first.
Yes, he is. But like,
Oh yeah, he plays Zed.
Yeah, I can never remember his name. I'm sorry. Rest in peace. I know you're dead, but
I know you're dead and you're not watching it. So.
But no, okay.
Rip Torn.
It was one of those names. But no, this movie's stupid. And it's almost like a person who hated movies made a movie. And
that's basically what happened.
And I think that's the genius behind it. Because if you know anything about Tom Green and his whole shtick, I mean, he was basically the 2000s version of like a prankster and stuff.
Yeah, he was the Eric Andre of that generation.
Yes, this is very much an Eric Andre Adult Swimmy humor before it became
good.
Thing. No, well, yeah, but no, everything needs is Prometheus. Genuinely, though.
Except Alien. Alien got it Prometheus after the fact, and it was not good.
Yes.
A little trivia about Rip Torn, the actor who passed away. He is actually named after what he did to his mom during birth. Back to you.
God damn it, Joey! Ew. But no, genuinely though, I think my favorite comedy is probably Cabin in the Woods. I think it is the best it's one of my favorite satires. I think it's a good way to introduce comedy into horror, and it's just a genuinely charismatic movie. I really like it. I like anything that's really made by
Josh Whedon.
Yeah. I mean Dr. Horrible's also great. But yeah, I think this one's my favorite. I can't put what's best, because while I do have a very nuanced taste when I want to, I also have garbage if I want to. And this is my presentation of garbage versus nuanced. Anyways, Joey, what about you? What's a comedy movie that you really, really, really love?
The thing is I don't watch a lot of comedies. I have a lot of favorite ones. I'm a big fan of Abbott and Costello and the Marx Brothers. I was thinking about saying Il Monstro with the Roberto Benigni movie. Mm-hmm. But I think after you said Cabin in the Woods, and we're going to go into the horror comedy territory, I got to go with Evil Dead. Mm. Evil Dead is my Star Wars, is how I describe it.
Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2?
Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. I know Evil Dead has some funny moments, whether intentional or unintentional, but I guess more so Army of Darkness, because that movie just cracks me up. I actually have let me see if I can position my webcam so you guys can see it. I actually have a wall dedicated to Evil Dead. Oh, the lamp's covering it.
Aw.
Never mind.
Evil lamp.
You're trying to Bruce. Hey, it's like the lamp in Evil Dead 2 when Bruce Campbell starts to go crazy.
I actually, you can't see it. I have the Evil Dead puppet from the TV series.
Uh-huh.
I have, you know how the Catholics have those candles?
Mm-hmm.
I have a candle with Bruce Campbell on it.
A Campbell candle?
I even went
a Campbell candle.
I even have the Evil Dead porn parody, just because I had to have it all.
I've seen that parody.
Starring Bruce
I couldn't
Campbell?
get through it. I couldn't do it. It was gross.
But no, also just saying, and this is word to backs, it took me until Chris pointed it out, that Bruce Campbell plays Eugene's dad in the Tangle series, and he has one arm. And it just, it hit me of just, Yeah, Edmund. He plays Edmund, the dad, and it's like, oh, Bruce Campbell plays a character with one arm. Oh. Again.
He can't
Nice.
stop. Oh, there's.
Oh God, the eyes.
It's Ashley slashing.
But okay, Max, what about you? You had plenty of time.
It's true, but I also have a problem. I have been watching so many shows in recent history. I'm watching a lot less movies.
What about something classic from your adolescence, childhood? Something that resonates with you still?
Now, what of them are classical, like actual comedies, not just
Movies that are funny to you?
Exactly. I mean, there are funny movies and there are comedies. I mean, you with Cabin in the Woods, you went for something that is like a comedy. God damn it! Too many pictures from Vegas.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the pictures that I always take before going to movies as inspiration.
I mean, there's always...
My classic one that I loved was Over the Hedge. And I mean, it's probably more comedy than... still Vegas.
Categorized as a comedy.
It very much seems like one indeed. Yeah.
You know, this is great content for the stream.
I know.
You saw this question on Twitter. You could have set something up.
I potentially could have, couldn't I? No, but okay. Since you said classics, let's stick with Over the Hedge. I mean, I haven't rewatched it in quite a while.
Hopefully, you don't Treasure Island effect of.
Oh no, not the Treasure Island effect. I mean, what else? Groundhog? Does Groundhog Day really?
Groundhog Day is totally a comedy.
I mean, and many of those old classics with like Bill Murray. Oh, then again, Bill Murray reminds me indirectly of Zombieland.
Zombieland's a good one.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your answer.
All horror comedies.
All horror comedies.
Apparently.
You know what? Look, horror and comedy share a lot of things to make them good. True. I have talked about this at length. They all depend on timing. So when you can do both right at the same time, you did something good.
Pulp Fiction?
Discord question. Huh?
Pulp Fiction is a comedy?
Depending on who you ask. I mean, are you not going to laugh at Samuel L. Jackson? Does he look like a bitch?
It's kind of...
See?
Jake Black, yeah.
I mean, Tropic Thunder is also a good one. But now we're just going into our movie recommendation list. I think Tropic Thunder just came fresh in my memory because one of my favorite things on Twitter is like Zoomers and millennials finding out about Tropic Thunder and not getting the context behind the joke of the Robert Downey Jr. black. And it's just like they don't understand it. And so they keep being like, "Oh, we should cancel Robert Downey Jr." It's like, oh.
What blows my mind about that is like that came out when millennials were, young, and we all loved it. We all loved that movie, but now they're pretending like they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, it's
the Zoomers,
it's still a thing.
The Zoomers, I can give a pass because like they're different, but the millennials, we all loved it when it came out. You can't pretend you.
You can't lie to me. We all laughed at the Andrew Garfield, Robert Downey Jr. part in the beginning. Was it Andrew Garfield or was it Tobey Maguire? I think it was Tobey Maguire. The gay monks, which just makes it so much better now. What?
Spaceballs.
Oh, Spaceballs is great.
I was so Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks is great. I personally think best Mel Brooks movie is either Robin Hood or The Producers, personally. But
Team America.
We need to get to a different question.
I think the other question is also relatively the same.
Oh, this stand-up comedy. one.
Oh, was it stand-up comedy?
Favorite
It
type
was favorite
of
type of comedy, and that can include stand-up. I mean,
okay.
I love stand-up Anyone who knows me knows how much of a stand-up comedy person I am. I make
Okay,
people
let's
watch
just
stand-up
kill Twitter while we're on the topic of comedy. Brandon Krupa, favorite type of comedy, being it film or stand-up or whatever. I guess in my case it's serious, obviously, because apparently as we discovered earlier, I drifted so far into series that I'm more into series than movies. Okay, next one.
I mean, I'm a big stand-up comedy person. Most people who know me know that because I make them watch stand-up comedy with me. I think I made Max watch all 3 John Mulaney specials in like a marathon. But no, I think like type of comedy when it comes to film and TV, satire. I love satire and parody when it's done right. It can be done really bad. That's where you get like the Bart Bakers of the world who think that they can be weird but they're stand-up comedy wise, I mean, you can stand-up comedy wise, you always got good old John Mulaney. But like I guess like classic comedy, I really love Louis Black, classic Robin Williams. You know, you need to have someone with energy behind you. And Robin Williams to John Mulaney is such a weird spectrum because you have Robin Williams. And if you've ever heard Robin Williams stand up, he is very energetic. And then Louis Black is like very angry, very like, it's fucking cold. I mean, he did play anger in Inside Out. And then you got John Mulaney, who, to his own description, seems like he was in a dark room for 20 years, eating nothing but saltine crackers, and then came outside with this very deadpan, like a liar kind of thing. So I don't know. I like distinct personalities. Or lack thereof. What about you, Joey?
Whether it is in like a series or movie or even stand-up, I think my favorite form of comedy comes from wordplay. Like typically when it's between 2 people, and there's like someone like Abbott and Costello. There's like someone who just does. There's like some sort of gap between them, and you can see where they're coming from. But there's just the English language is the one thing preventing the
who's on first.
Yeah, who's on first, or tell who at the bank, tell who at the bank, that kind of stuff. I love that. I get a kick out of that all the time.
That's good. Okay, we need to blast through Discord questions. Yes. Okay, Fraser Plays asks, how many cursed images have you guys seen? We've been on the internet. Cursed images is like a subsection of your brain at that point. I know I've seen many of cursed images because we're in Chris's server, and our friend Maid loves to fucking put cursed images in the chat, and we would go on just strings of cursed images. He likes doing cursed images that involves computer parts, mostly to make Sean scream. And it makes me scream because now I know stuff about computers. And it's like, why do you make me aware of these things just to hurt me? But I mean, I've seen too many to count, Fraser.
I think anything that Tia posts in Chris's server.
That fucking gif of the guy with like the many arms and legs but no torso, like. Yeah, okay, our answer is our friends in Chris's server is the amount of cursed images we see.
Yeah. What's the name of this artist who does those morphing animations?
Oh, the one like the sheep, the cow, yes. The cow with the multiple legs. I know this person.
It's like Civic
something. I am subscribed to him on YouTube. However, Cyriac, but he releases so rarely.
Cyriak. This guy is a fucking he's a madman. I can only imagine how long, because it looks like all this stuff is done in After Effects with like mesh tools and things. I don't want to imagine how much GPU his poor computer has to blast through to make these things half the time.
I believe this is
I watched a documentary. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Oh, I watched a documentary on him, and he was using Final Cut 7 at one point to do it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because at that point, Final Cut 7 could do essentially anything, and then they completely nerfed it with Final Cut X. So he's probably using something else now.
I hate this. This is what Tia posts in the server. Like, Christ.
And it's multiple iterations, and every iteration gets worse.
I'm well aware. I've seen this guy's stuff.
But this is one of
Okay,
his
next
old...
question.
Okay.
Okay, so Sour Orange Chicken says, oh God, that is a terrible, awful name. Sour and Chicken. Oh. You stare at something long enough and start believing that it could stare back at you. Anyways, what's your least favorite possession that you keep out of convenience? Not counting people. I don't know. That's a weird question.
Least favorite possession that you keep?
That you still keep. Oh God. I don't know, man. I
got one.
Oh.
My MacBook that exploded.
Ooh.
With the okay.
Yeah, the whole battery just exploded out of the back, and I threw it away. The battery, not the whole computer.
Oh,
and then I found out that if I left the battery in the computer, Apple would have given me one for free.
I mean, I guess this is one where I'm stumped. I guess power strips. You keep them for convenience, but I have tripped over these things more times than I can count. Something always gets unplugged, and it's like you question the convenience until you just don't have power strips, and then you realize how few outlets are actually in your house and how much things you actually use that require them. Yep. Wires in general are things that I don't like, but I need to have.
I mean, does it? I mean, I probably have to consider. Oh yeah, I actually have one.
Okay.
So I was thinking basement, because obviously, because I have a basement, so it's most likely something that's in the basement. Something up here I would have put in the basement. But no, I still have, and this is a weird one. I believe it was a dissolvement of an office of somebody in my vicinity, family, whatever, and they had a printer fax scanner combo.
Stop it.
They had
Just because you're a guest doesn't mean you can do this.
Yeah, they had a printer fax scanner combo, and this was back in college when there was like, oh yeah, every now and then you need to scan or print something. So I got it, and I never really used it, and I kept carrying it with me, and it's still now standing in the basement. It's one of those monsters,
like dust.
Like a actually better quality because it came from an office, But yeah, it's now in the basement because who the fuck needs a scanner or a printer or a fax?
Oh, God,
I have found that I need a scanner and a printer a lot.
Oh.
But I've never in my life needed a fax machine.
I mean, I have distinct memories because little side story. My aunt and my uncle owned a record store, like a brick and mortar record store in Long Island, and I have distinct memories of them telling me to scan and fax things in their little store, and the sound that a fax machine makes is very distinct. But I know how to work a fax machine. That is something not a lot of people my age can say. But
don't you gotta type in a phone number or something?
Yes, you have to type in a phone number because it's usually connected to a phone. But yeah, they still use it and they still have it because I'm guessing Long Island is just full of fucking boomers that use fax machines.
Excuse me. Someone's contacting you on my beeper. Okay.
Oh, okay. No, beepers are only used by drug dealers. So unless you want to admit something to us.
I didn't even know that. I thought beepers were a thing of the past.
Okay, so 2 more questions. Chronic Lurker asks, what's something that you always told yourself you'd work on once you had the time, and now that you're spending more time at home because of Corona, you still haven't done it?
Wait, Chronic Lurker?
That's Denham's name.
Yes, I know.
But no, I don't know. I'm an artist, and with an artist, you have many ideas, and then you get new ideas, and then you get new ideas, and then you get. I have such a big work in progress folder of shit. It is scary. So I guess just continuing business as usual.
I just wanted to say, I mean, this sounds basically like every artist ever, but on the other hand, yeah, you have also been working from home before, so it has really not too much changed.
No, my life is just the only difference with my life is now I can't plan trips, which affects me a lot more than you think. So, but yeah, that's mine. I guess just continuing piling up projects.
I have. I mean, I'm working on my 6-character fan art thingamajig, and maybe in the context of Anthony C's procrastination challenge, I might finish it this week. But this comes up every now and then. No, I have actual stuff where I was like in the quarantine, and I'm failing horribly at it. I mean, it's not just the drawing. What else is it?
Didn't you want to get into cooking?
For example, there you have it. I'm now at home, and I'm still not cooking.
You have a cookbook too,
true.
so it's just
I apparently already moved it back to its original place to collect dust. It's not around my desk anymore.
But okay, so cooking and art for you, Joey.
I mean, this isn't the same thing, but cooking reminded me. I love cooking, and being home so much, I'm just cooking. And I'm not even hungry. I'm just cooking.
Same.
I've
got so much baking.
But there's two things. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm making a puppet show, and there's some finishing touches I need to do on the scripts for this puppet show. And I have been doing literally everything else except for touching up these scripts. And then I also need to clean my spare bedroom, which I've turned into a soundstage for the puppet show. But because the production has taken so long, it's just become a storage room. So I need to get all the stuff out of there so we can film it. And we're going into week 2 of being jobless, and I have not done it yet.
Oh God!
No.
Well, there's your answer.
Yuri is encouraging my beard.
Well, Yuri's not a good influence, and we know this. Anyway, so next question. I'm sorry, folks. I've been disgusting this whole cast, and I apologize, but it's not going to change. So, Enigmatic Magic Straight asks, God damn it, these names. So we all have our favorite cartoon or entertainment characters to adore and favor, but for this question, we have to be big folks and answer it regardless. Which character or even IRL celebrity or famous person would you simp for? And luckily they gave us a description.
Uh-huh.
A simp is a male, female who significantly values a person for a chance to get busy with them despite that person not being interested. I think the internet has taught us what simps are, but I mean, the example is like people who like donate thousands of dollars to Twitch streamers, so the streamer would say the person's name and stuff because it's like, I feel like there's been a name for those people before the term simp came to be.
Fan?
Well, no, like an Uber fan, a stan. Like, there's been many of terms.
Stalker.
Look, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, that's what stan is, if you know the origin of the name. But no, I'm gonna go with what I always go with: my heart, my soul. I will simp Chris Pratt every day of the week, boy. And I don't care what era Chris Pratt. I don't care if it's Parks and Rec Chris Pratt. I don't care if it's Jurassic World Chris Pratt. I don't care if it's the Chris Pratt we have now, which is kind of, in between. I love him. And there was recently one of those virtual specials of the whole cast, and he sang and played guitar, and it's just like, yep, simp mode engaged. But if you're going to pick a fictional character, I will simp Lupin any day of the week. Lupin the Third is my boy, and I love him. And I actually got some of our friends to start watching Lupin the Third because Part 2 dubbed is on Verve, and I need more people to watch Lupin to understand where my taste in men comes from, because it explains so much. But yeah, there's my simping nature. Joey, what about you?
Well, Bruce Campbell.
Okay,
you know what?
makes
Good
sense.
choice.
Yeah.
You already simp Bruce Campbell. Those royalties he's getting from all those things.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I got like a wall and like I have like autographs from everyone involved in Evil Dead except for Bruce, sadly.
One day.
One day I'll meet him. I'd be like, Daddy, sign my book.
Enigma, if you're simping Spike Spiegel, you're basically simping Lupin. Spike Spiegel is directly based off Lupin. Oh, God. But no, what about you? Who are you going to simp?
I
Simp.
I know. I will just go the opposite, the obvious way, and I will just post a link down in the description to my waifu list, and then you can pick your favorite one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you going to simp Fenico?
Okay, not all of those characters are simp material because they are not big enough.
Okay, yes.
Oh, there's Chris Pratt again.
You can simp Loki every day of the week.
Well, and we are, of course,
Nathan! The guy who dies in every guest appearance he seems to get it these days.
Yeah, because he after Castle, he is so burnt out, he doesn't want to do any long-term commitment to shows anymore.
Oh,
It's the best recurring.
Who's that?
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan
Oh,
Fillion,
okay.
Firefly.
I couldn't
Oh,
see
and
it.
talking about Spike Spiegel, he's also in the
I
list.
mean, look, okay.
Okay, who
I'm
would
sure-
I simp for? Many of them are not big enough to simp. Maybe Catwoman, sure.
Catwoman is easy. Catwoman.
He
would
is
be
somebody to simp for.
Catwoman from the Halle Berry movie, right?
Oh God, classic. No, I'm trying to think of someone from my waifu list that I would simp because I only picked boys.
You did not.
Well, I mean, like I believe it or not, folks, I am a straight woman. But let's see, who would I simp for female-wise? I simp Lauren. There you go. I simp the Abbey Road. Abby. I mean, I buy her plenty of gifts. I am a simp for most of the people close to me because I just buy them a lot of shit to make them happy.
Keyframe brought me this like weird like double-sided dildo with like a
I did not.
It has like
he is
like a toothpick in the middle. I don't really know what that would be useful for.
Oh God. Oh,
He
Dominator?
is somebody to simp for because you cannot actually get with her. You can, if you have any attraction, you
would
are.
just be Lord Hater. You would just be Hater.
Yeah, exactly. You would just be because she is only simp material because she hates people.
Okay, I think we need to get to our final part of the show before we just go through your list for the umpteenth time. Anyways, so it is time for our favorite part of the show. I think this was part of the show when Joey was on last time. Ask Awkward. With all of us being inside and having loads of time to play the visual medium of video games, we have to play hard and prompt ourselves while also living better lives through other beings in a simulated reality. We prepare for another intense level of fuck, marry, kill simulated life games. The Sims, Stardew Valley, and Animal Crossing. I mean, I talked about Animal Crossing.
Time to pay off mortgages, find lucrative means to earn a steady income.
We have to fuck, marry, kill these games. Which game would you fuck? Which game would you marry? And which one would you kill?
Yeah.
I've never played any of these games.
But have you heard of any of the games? Do you know the general energy of them?
My fiance plays them.
See,
So
this should
you have
be
the
enough.
gist of them, so.
But yeah, time to pay off the mortgages, find lucrative means to earn a steady income, and live your best lives in a compact package. Don't forget to fish and collect all the things.
That's Skyrim. No,
it's fishing and collecting stuff is also Stardew Valley and.
Yeah, I know, but Skyrim's more fun. I have fun with Skyrim more than Animal Crossing.
I haven't played Animal Crossing, so I cannot compare there directly.
I will stall so Joey has time.
Okay.
Look, I mean, The Sims already has a fucking mechanic. So I guess I will fuck The Sims.
Because it's the only one who actually has experience.
Yeah, but also the thing is, I don't want to marry it because a lot of its extensions and sequels aren't as good as the previous game. So it feels like a marriage that would go downhill.
The
very
Sims
fast.
is kind of needy in this regard.
Yeah, it's always actually asking for extensions and DLCs that you have to pay more money for.
And I mean,
I don't want to simp The Sims.
And your stepdad would be EA.
Oh.
See?
No. Okay, but no. I like Animal Crossing, but I think I'm gonna kill it.
Ooh, all the animals.
How?
You
know
heard it here. You heard it first here. Keyframe wants to murder all animals.
I don't want to kill That is not true. And you know it. I love animals more than I love
Keyframe
most things.
2020. Kill all the animals that are crossing her.
I mean, look, those loans are a lot of bells, man. If I just kill them, they're all gone. But I think Stardew Valley has more to do, has more fleshed out characters and everything, and again, achievements. So I feel like I'm achieving something with that union. So yeah, Stardew Valley. This one was a really easy one this week. Thank you. Joey, you're our guest with the most.
Or do you need another? Do you need another round?
You need more stalling.
Okay, so
we should just have married women give their answers.
It was
The
Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing.
Okay, so I guess fuck The Sims because they do that, from what I understand.
Yeah, they function.
Kill Animal Crossing because I'm tired of hearing that me song.
Okay, and then you marry Stardew Valley.
Yeah, because Stardew Valley seems like something I'd actually play.
It's like Harvest Moon, basically.
Yeah.
It is.
I've never played that either.
Okay. This makes it really easy for me to be the contrarian since you had identical answers.
Yeah, I mean, great minds think alike, and me and Joey are both two guineas with good brains.
Well, yeah, but seeing. So with the entire great mind argument, I would say I would fuck The Sims. No, okay, I want to be the contrarian.
Okay, go
let's see if I can finish this before Joey has posted every single emoji that Twitch has to offer.
Is that a challenge?
He still needs to subscribe to a few more channels to have exclusive icons. Okay, so... Here's the thing with Animal Crossing. So, if you kill Animal Crossing, you kill a bunch of animals, which is not nice. If you fuck Animal Crossing...
And it's bestiality.
Then again...
So are you marrying Animal Crossing?
Then again... Hold.
No, you are not bringing the anthro argument in here.
Of course I'm bringing the fucking... I like that I can now do this with the green screen every time it's convenient. Look at all the animals. This is a bad example because there's Talia. But here are more animals. Look at all the animals.
There's enough Isabel porn out there, so I guess...
So yeah,
okay, so you're gonna fuck Animal Crossing.
So I'm fucking Animal Crossing because I'm a furry scum, trash. I'm furry trash. I'm going all Animal Crossing, and because it's Nintendo and it believes it can be family friendly. It's like a challenge. It's like so wholesome. It's like no. I'm no.
I feel like I need to take a shower now.
It's like seducing an Amish.
Damn it! I should have ended on this. So I murder The Sims not because it grows too much and EA doesn't need more money. I like it, but it's fine. But it's also too close to reality. That's fine. Well, I marry. Oh no, I'm ending up with the same outcome as you guys. But I could not kill Stardew Valley. I mean,
it has too much attachment to you.
I know. I cannot. I
Joey
want to marry it.
Joey in our Skype chat just wrote sin, sin, shame.
I literally married so far only one, but I'm working on my second character to marry in this game. It's literally about marriage.
Are you saying that you're simping Stardew Valley?
You know it. Hey, and I mean, the producer of it is a millionaire by now.
Oh, you did the gold digger answer for once. You're becoming me.
I mean, my hair keeps growing, so yes, I am. But then again, it's getting too much. Anyways. Exactly.
Joey, thank you for being on the cast. I hope you had a good time. I don't know how you feel right now.
To be honest, I feel a little awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.